start, but Helena Hayes, Iowa Tire, Packwood Locker. We'll throw those in there for a quick start here. We've got Coach Bowen. The first time I've been next to him, if I'd have known he was this tall, I'd have worn platform shoes or something. But welcome to the program, Coach.
All right, thanks for having me.
Well, we've been talking to you clear back in the Iowa Valley days. This is our 6th year of covering football, and you've given us many highlights. My first question is, you don't have to tell me the player that graduated, but, are we replacing a quarterback, running back, defensive back, offensive line? Is there some place where graduation has forced you to, find a new guy to play a position?
Yeah, we got really our O line. We graduated 3 seniors last year on the O line, center, right guard, right tackle. So those would be new positions for us. We've definitely got some guys capable of filling in there. We got our two inside linebackers, both graduated last year. So two guys that have experience but are going to move in a little bit. Maybe they played outside last year, filled in some on the inside, but we got two guys, two seniors, Brody Clark and Keegan Birdsell moving inside. And we lost some DBs. Got a corner and a safety last year graduated for us. So, but again, I think we've got some juniors, seniors. Grayson Lowry be playing corner. Caleb Shepard's going to be back at safety. Griffin Jones will still be returning there. So I think we got guys very capable to fill in. And skill wise, I feel like we bring back a lot of our skills. Bring back quarterback, running backs, receivers, tight ends. So those are some spots that hopefully we can be improved on this year and make it look a little better.
Well, sometimes in the season you got a lead, you're behind, somewhere in that range where you can get an opportunity to play a kid or two, in a position here and there, get them a little experience. How important is that? Maybe not that year, but the next year.
Definitely important to try to get most kids as many opportunities as possible on the field. I think that's always one of our goals going into the season, is trying to get every kid a chance that's able to get out there on the field in a meaningful moments, not even when it's a blowout one way or the other, but trying to get those guys a chance, see what they can do against another team's first group and see if somebody stands out and earns themselves some more chances. So I know a lot of these guys last year that are playing for us all had chances. A lot of guys returning from last year that got a lot of time on the field. So a lot of good leadership coming back this year.
Well, I was just talking to Andy Krutzer, and he says the Mount Pleasant Panthers are one of the teams he's got his eye on. I think he said, he thought it was maybe the number 2 team in the whole coverage area. And I'm sure a lot of that is because you got a player named Big Bang Isaiah Lang there. Tell us a little bit about him, and who do you got to surround him with that you can make some yards and some stops?
He was a great player last year as a sophomore, so he's done his work since last year, and I look for him to really do some big things. People are going to know about him. I mean, he's in the backfield a lot, just does a lot of the right things. He's a big kid, really strong, athletic kid that could play about anywhere on the field, really. But we like having him there on the D line, and we have some guys that'll be around him. Keegan Heaton's a senior on the other side. Another kid, he's got great length, strong kid. He's like 6'5", big kid that can come off the edge. Brandon Velaz is a senior. He'll be inside. Tate Dorothy will be at nose for us. So those going to be the 4 guys, and then our D line will have some rotation in there. So we've got other guys that will step in and get those moments. We try to keep our big boys a little fresher throughout the game. So a lot of them are playing on both sides of the ball as well. So trying to get a lot of guys able to get out there and do a job for us.
Reminds me of the 4 horsemen there. You got going there. Some big guys up in the front, offensive and defensive line. It's huge. Everything else builds off of that. And if you can get some pressure on the quarterback or slow down that timing or make some contact at the line of scrimmage, man, you're going to win a lot of games. Well, let's talk about the offensive side of the ball. You got the same quarterback coming back from last year or not?
Yep, Grayson Walker will be our quarterback.
Well, he was a heck of a good player, man. He's been a heck of a good player for you, and he's been a good player for you in moments where it really counts. I remember that Fairfield game. It was either him or his brother that might have made that touchdown that won the game for you. You took over a team that hadn't had a lot of success, but they've been having success, and you've been climbing the ladder and climbing the ladder. Who's the guys on the offense? Who's the weapons that he's got that he can get the ball to keep the chains moving, to keep the time of possession, and to put some balls in the end zone?
Yeah, just talking about him, he does a great job making decisions, spreads the ball around, really comfortable learned a lot last year. So I think he's kind of picking up right where he left off last year. We got three guys in the backfield really running the ball this year. So Griffin Jones and Ryan Helling both had a lot of chances last year. Asa Rose, another junior that'll be carrying the ball for us. Three guys that I think are all capable of really breaking something at any moment. Outside, we have, I feel like we've got a lot of length at receiver, a lot of guys that are 6'3" or more catching the ball. We have Grayson Lowry, Caden Schad, Brody Clark, Isaiah Lang, Caleb Shepard, Cale Brown. There's a lot of guys. Brandon Velaz. So I think everyone I mentioned, those guys are 6'2" or 3+. So they're big targets for us. And like I said, I think Grayson's got a lot of opportunities to go to different people. And he's showing some confidence. So hopefully that shows up on Friday night, and we're able to spread it around a little bit to multiple people and get the defense to stretch out a little bit.
Well, you sound very athletic, because I'm familiar with these names from other sports. You got some dang good athletes on there. Let's talk a little bit about the defensive side of the ball. You can put points on the board, one thing, but you got to stop those other schools from putting points on the board too. What do you got there on the defensive side of the ball to slow things down for the other team?
We did lose quite a bit on defense from last year, but like I said, I think everybody's stepping into roles. A lot of the same guys I mentioned. I mean, we have a lot of guys that'll be two-way, and we'll get them on and off the field a little bit here and there. But we started with Isaiah. He's obviously Isaiah and Keegan Heaton on the edges for us on the D line are going to be big about kind of containing the ball. Brody Clark, Keegan Birdsell at backer. On the inside, Asa Rose and Ryan Helling are kind of playing our outside backers right now. And then, like I said, our DBs will be Jones, Lowry, and Shepard. So, again, guys that'll be playing both ways. But we got a lot of guys that will step in and fill roles as well. So, hopefully we can keep some of those guys fresh. That's kind of our three guys at running back. We need those guys to play defense. So, we'll give them some chances to get off the field on offense a little bit here and there.
Sounds like that's a good plan, because you got some good bodies and keeping them fresh, and you need to play good in the fourth quarter. Well, did you have a chance to do a scrimmage or anything last Friday?
Yeah, we scrimmaged Danville last Friday. Had that at home this year, so it was great to knock some cobwebs out and kind of see what we need to work on. Obviously, there's a lot of things, but we did a lot of good things too. We moved the ball well on Friday. I thought we executed pretty well on offense. Defensively, we took a couple plays to kind of get rolling, and then I thought we kind of settled in, started doing our jobs a little bit better. And that was big focus this week, is just knowing our assignments, knowing our keys, keeping after it. So I think we learned a ton last Friday. I think I've seen our kids get better every week, which has been great. They're learning, they're working their tails off, and finally we get to put the product out there on the field for real.
Well, a scrimmage is not all peaches and cream, but there might have been a peach and a little cream on the side. So what was you happy with? What do you say, man, we did that well, or maybe we did that better than I thought we'd do that?
Just guys we've talked about already. I mean, I thought Grayson Walker was really efficient at quarterback. I think he was 11 for 12 on the evening. We had one ball dropped, maybe a little overthrown, but catchable ball. So, he had a really nice night. Our running backs, I think all of them did some really good stuff on offense, broke some tackles, had some good yardage. Like I said, I thought we moved the ball pretty well offensively. I thought our O-line meshed together really well, and that's with some new guys in there, at center, guard, and tackle. So them getting to work together against another team was really good to see, really good to help them kind of work the kinks out together as well.
All right. It's all. Was there any areas where you thought that maybe we need to work on this, or maybe we could be a little better?
Oh yeah, a million areas where we can get better at. So I'll start with tackling and just being disciplined, knowing your assignment. So ball security, kind of put the ball on the ground a couple times there in the scrimmage. So I think those things, big focus for us this week. And the kids have taken it to heart, and they've done a really good job working on it. So hopefully again that shows up tomorrow night for us.
Well, a week 0 game or a scrimmage can be a little clunky here and there, but I think it sounds like you've had a week to work on this, and tomorrow night we do this all for real. So who do you guys play in game 1?
We go to Mediapolis.
Going to Mediapolis. Well, that's a tough place to play. And a well-coached school, and a pretty spirited defense I've seen over the last 5 years. Tell us a little bit about what they might be able to do that could give you some trouble.
Yeah, I think you hit it right on the head there. Coach Borison does a really good job. They're going to be ready to go. You talk about their defense; they fly around. They get off the ball hard. They're gonna give us problems. So they're gonna make plays. It's can we sustain what we're doing? Can we get over a bad play, a negative play, or can we just not have negative plays? I mean, those are the big things that happen there. Obviously, they got a quarterback returning, great athlete in King. They got a running back, Spears kid that looks really solid, really tough physical runner. They got some length at receiver, some guys with speed. So I feel like, they've got some skill guys there. I saw a couple big boys on the line that we're gonna have our hands full like every night. But again, it's 4-quarter game, and we gotta be prepared to take the ups and downs and play for 4 quarters.
Well, you might answer the question, but Oscar, what are you going to have to do to be successful in week 1?
Yeah, I think knowing your key, knowing your science, eliminating your mistakes, your mental mistakes. Watching the ball on defense, knowing the count on offense, knowing what your assignment is, and executing that. The least amount of mistakes you make in week 1 is probably the biggest opportunity you have to show up, because there's going to be some mistakes out there, and can you get over it? Can you learn from it, and not do it again?
Well, is there any way to watch or listen to this game on the radio, or is it going to be broadcast or streamed?
Yeah, we got Amplify MP, I believe, is our station that they'll broadcast everything. So they've got their own social media, and they kind of have the games. And KLJ, I'm sure, will be there on the radio as well.
Well, I'll be excited to keep an eye on that, because to me, that's a great matchup and a huge viewership for both schools for me. So, well, thanks for taking the time. Was there anything we get to talk about that you want to talk about?
Well, I'm sure I missed somebody, but just excited. Our kids are working hard, and it's week 1, so we're ready to go.
Well, thanks for taking a little time with us. We've been talking to Mount Pleasant Panthers coach Boland here, who's really turning this program around. Thanks for being with us.